Hi, and welcome to Sequential Artifacts, a series about comic book history and culture, profiling comics from my personal collection. I have 4 daughters, 2 by birth, 2 by marriage, all loved the same. I have a unique relationship with each, but one came first. Almost from the beginning, comparisons were made. She's just like you. For that, I am grateful for all the good and sorry for all that's not. It was only Junie for 17 months. Then came Magnolia. For a long time, Juniper was my little partner, my sidekick. Early morning outings to the market, walks, yard sales. She was by my side almost the entire time I made my documentary about yard sale culture in America. As she grew, she still locked arms at the elbows when we walked. It's always been one of my favorite things. Junie and Mimi grew up surrounded by comic books and superheroes. So when my hobby finally took, to say I was pleased is an understatement. Although it didn't come in the form of comic books, but instead, the well-loved Cartoon Network series Teen Titans Go, and Young Justice. Especially Young Justice. We loved that show. Then came the CW's Flash and Arrow. They were all regular viewing for the 3 of us. And like anyone entranced by superheroes, a favorite always rises to the top. That favorite often says so much about the admirer. For me, it's Daredevil. For Mimi, early on, it was Zatanna, the sassy magician who can command mystical and cosmic forces through her magic. And for Junie, it was Artemis, the complicated and rebellious archer, protege of Green Arrow, witty, passionate, and opinionated, intent on proving herself to doubters, edgy, and guarded.
Whatever, Baywatch. I'm here to stay.
One year, they even dressed as them for the New York Comic-Con. There are many superhero types: speedsters, shapeshifters, gods, gadget, science, and techno heroes, psychics, supernaturals, martial artists. The list goes on. And within that list are archers, those who take up the bow.
You think you can hold him off?
Captain, it'd be my genuine pleasure.
Archer heroes most often have no superpowers. They rely on human gifts, natural, acquired, practiced, honed. No superpowers, yet they still manage to keep up with their godlike teammates: Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Captain America, Thor, and Hulk. They don't shudder or hesitate in the face of the most powerful enemies. They are bold almost in spite of their fragility as compared to their superhero equivalents. Now that's to be admired. Of course, it's Robin Hood who's inspired so many of the archer heroes we get in comics. That noble rogue who toes the line between right and wrong, serving the greater good. Archer heroes have always been complicated, edgy, misunderstood. The first Archer superhero to appear in comic books was the Arrow in Centaur Publications' Funny Pages Volume 2, Number 10, dated September 1938. The Arrow's alias, Ralph Payne, is a military intelligence agent who uses his archery skills to fight crime. The Arrow predates the longest-running Archer superhero in comics by almost 3 years exactly. Green Arrow first appears in DC's More Fun Comics number 73 on September 19th, 1941. The original Green Arrow took inspiration from both Batman and Robin Hood. In the guise of the merry bandit of Locksley, Green Arrow borrowed heavily from the Caped Crusader's attributes. He was a wealthy playboy with a car, a plane, a cave, nifty gadgets, and a young sidekick named Speedy. It wasn't until 1969, when Neil Adams took up the character in The Brave and the Bold number 85 that we get the Green Arrow that we recognize today. In the CW's 2012 television iteration, the version we loved, Oliver Queen was a brooding, haunted, obsessed vigilante, bent on bringing justice to his city while ever loyal to his team and loved ones. On the other side of the comic book universe was Marvel's iteration of the Archer superhero, Hawkeye. Clint Barton appears in Tales of Suspense number 57 in 1964. He was a jealous, misunderstood, and manipulated villain until eventually clearing his name and joining the Avengers in number 16 in 1965. There were many Archer copies in between and beyond these two most famous icons. Not including villains, we can go way back to Fiction House Comics' The Red Panther, as well as Hunt Bowman, Fawcett Comics' Golden Arrow, to the more modern Manticore at Top Cow, and Image's Shaft, as well as countless other Archers within Marvel and DC, including Arrowette, Kate Bishop, and Golden Archer, to name just a few. And among that list is Artemis, Juniper's favorite. Artemis is a name used by a number of comic book characters, and as such, she has a complicated and varied history. But Junie's top hero was Artemis Croc, specifically Young Justice's version, daughter of Lawrence Croc, the supervillain known as Sportsmaster. Artemis Croc's first appearance in comics is in Infinity Inc. number 34 in 1987, as a creation of Roy Thomas and Scott McFarlane. Though she bears little resemblance to Artemis in Young Justice. With the success of the Cartoon Network series, the show quickly launched an all-ages comic, with issue 0 being her first appearance. The moniker Artemis is familiar to most of us as the Greek goddess of the hunt, the wilderness, wild animals, nature, childbirth, care of children, and chastity. Her Roman counterpart being Diana. She is the patron and protector of young children, especially young girls. Like I said, our favorite heroes tell us so much about ourselves. Artemis Croc, in the Young Justice cartoon series, was sassy and self-assured, but not without her secrets, her demons. But she overcame those, and her friends and teammates accepted her, as she proved herself courageous, noble, selfless, and loyal. No matter the version, Archer heroes seem to possess similar qualities. They're brash, misunderstood, brooding, intense, but capable of great courage, love, and loyalty. Like the arrows that fly from their steady bows, they cut through the bullshit. They pierce with intensity. They see the center in the target before them, for the Archer's aim is true. As true as the love of two locked arms at the elbow, no matter how much time or distance comes between those moments. Our children are us and themselves. More themselves, of course. And that is the beauty of being a parent. Handing them the arrows, watching them take aim. When Juniper was 10, she wanted to create her own superhero. She drew the characters and asked if I would help turn them into a comic book. Her hero, of course, was an archer. Bo, marked by the big bow she wore in her hair and the one she carried by her side. Quite clever, I thought. In the strip, Bo saves a stranded school bus filled with children from colliding with a train. After being thanked by one of the students for her heroic efforts, Bo says, "You're welcome, Felicity. It's just what I do." As I was making this episode, someone much smarter than me said, "You're using the Khalil Gibran poem on children for this video, right?" It turns out, these were the words I was looking for the whole time I was writing this. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer seeks the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable.
Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Your sister and me have a set of keys. Don't you worry your head about a thing. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone.